Hello, Kendall from Reddit Whiskey with a recap of our latest war, and this was a great war by Reddit Whiskey. Roman Legion, we were expecting them to come in, no joke, 137 war wins, and they struggled a little bit. We probably had the advantage for Town Hall simply because our bases were a little bit more leveled than theirs, but it really comes down to usually the telling line item is right here, the amount of 3 stars, and we were just able to get more 3 stars than they were. So. Great war from Reddit Whiskey. We'll go ahead and jump into, they did use most of their attacks, so we'll go ahead and kind of scroll through what they were able to do. Thought we were going to see a lot of Laloon from them, which initially we did, but most of it was just kind of spam, throw four hounds down and then a bunch of loons after that instead of a more strategic. But getting on to what we did, and then towards the end of the war, once it was over, they were just marching for stars. So that's part of the reason the scores are probably so far apart. But we're going to jump down, start here, number 7. Lone did a attack on Giza, and he took a different route than the way I did it. He actually only did the loons on the left-hand side, and then left the right-hand side for when he was going to send his golem in to take care of the enemy archer queen. So just a little bit different approach. But with basically the same idea. You get one of these sides sent out, and it actually didn't quite get the wizard tower down. So you're going to see in a second here, he sends a couple hogs in to get that taken care of, but he's going to drag the CC troops away just so that they're not a threat anymore. And then also it was a good thing he did, because he ended up pulling a few barbarians that were stuck in there. But he'll kind of drag everything over here now. Gets a little messier because you've got, unfortunately, a split on the CC troops, but gets his barbarians down, gets his witches down. Archer Queen follows that up with some wizards, and now it's just a bit of a waiting game because he's just got to wait for these other CC troops to path over. But they'll be over before too long, and he'll get them taken care of. And then from there, he can go ahead and start sending his golem in this direction. He's going to use his golem to pop this double giant bomb set. The way I've done Giza in the past is you actually loon this entire top row of defenses, but this works just as well, and probably get you more hogs in the end, because you need to jump the way I do it too. So perfect. Golem's in. He's got his wall breakers in. He's got the trash ring broken. So he's got his jump spell down. That's going to be perfect. So as soon as this wizard tower goes down, it's going to jump right in. He's going to be able to get all the way across. He's going to get both those double giant bombs popped and get the enemy archer queen taken out. So pops the ability once they've popped through those giant bombs. From there, he sends in one giant down here, and I think this was just to kind of take care of pathing. He wanted this archer tower down to make sure that everything kind of paths straight through to the core. So everything's kind of working fine. He gets his first heal down as they're going to hit all of that really heavy DPS right there in the core. He'll go ahead and get his second heal down here in a second. Actually, he's going to heal this other group over here while these are standing in there. And then he's got his third heal. He's got to drop his third heal up here because there's still one giant bomb left. Actually, he does that a little differently. Sorry, it's been a while since I watched this. He actually does that down here. I probably would have healed this group up here simply because I knew the giant bomb was up there. But great attack. He's got a few wizards here that he drops for cleanup, and that's it. So just another way to beat Giza. Again, these online bases, once somebody's figured them out, it makes everything a whole lot easier. But Lone, fantastic attack. I think this is another war. We actually had quite a few people who brought 6 stars this war, so we're gonna focus on them. So Lone was one of those, I think. So we'll jump on down from there to number 10. Attack by Junk, and this was a cleanup attack. So he knew a few things. He knew that there was a double giant bomb set here and a double giant bomb set here. So what he's going to do is he's going to start sending a hog in and pop one of these giant bombs over here just to get that taken care of. He's not as worried about this set over here because I think he's going to send his golem in that direction. So sends a few hogs in just to get the clan castle pull. Ends up taking a few more because there was a bunch of archers and just, I think, one wizard in there. So got this beautiful builder hut that he can use as an anchor point. Gets his witches, got his distraction troops, a couple witches, and his archer queen down. Always helps to have 1 or 2 wizzies to throw in there just to kind of help clean up a little bit. That one was a little too close to the troops, but from there he goes ahead and he gets his golem down, followed by the wall breakers, and that'll get the golem in and pop that other double giant bomb set. So gets close there, doesn't quite get the trash ring broken before the BK goes down, but luckily that Wizzy beat it just in time. enemy Archer Queen's going to be taken out here in a second, so you go ahead and get your Hogs down. You don't have to wait for her to be dead, just have the Barbarian King locked onto her. So from there he gets his first heal down. He's going to let these kind of Hogs pass through a little bit farther, and then he's going to go ahead and get his second heal down. And that's it. You know, this is going to be pretty easy to go from there. He's still got 2 heals left, and you know, half this base or 3/4 of this base is already wrecked. So he gets his next heal down, hits that final giant bomb, but it's really no threat. Only a couple of his Hogs even touch that, and then he's got his final heal down here up at the top. So there he's got a couple wizards back here in the back that he'll probably throw for cleanup. I think he throws them, see if he does it on the builder's hut or not. He's got a couple barbarians too. So he's got the barbarians, it looks like, for the builder's huts, and then you know, wizards for cleaning up. He's going to let that witch take care of that one, I guess. So, yep, he lets the witch take care of it. But that's it. So, great attack there from Junk. Really nice. It was much easier, obviously, once you knew where the giant bombs were. And, you know, the first attack had a really good chance, but had to test multiple locations to try to find the giant bombs. Once you know where they are, you don't have to spend the time doing that. And I think it was close to a 3-star 2, just ran out of time. So, we're going to jump on down here to number 14, HBB. And great war from him. I think we got 6 stars out of HBB, and this isn't the most difficult base, but you know, it could have been tricky with at least having to deal with probably Teslas here in the corner. So probably single giant bombs on this one, but still great execution. Gets those giants down to go and get the CC pulled. He's got his archer already down as an anchor point, and then he can go ahead and get the kill squad. And he actually brought it inside the CC, which works fine. So he'll give them a second to get them a little bit more under control, and then he's going to send the golem in. And his goal is to send the golem in this direction because that gives a chance of popping if there's a giant bomb here or giant bomb here. So that's really, really smart way to go about doing that. So goes and gets the wall breakers down. They just make it in, gets the trash ring broken. And Barbarian King will go in here, and then you get the jump spell down. And he gets that first giant bomb popped. Luckily, the enemy Archer Queen, she went on a real long walk. Actually, a little slow on that jump there. Could have gotten that down a long time ago. But there you go. Gets the jump down. I think he actually misplaced that a little bit. So you always want to hedge. And I'm going to pause it here for a second. When you're dropping your jump spell, you always want to hedge to have more on the way in than giving you more room on the way out. Because you actually, jump spell works kind of like a rage. You have to make sure you get into it to get the jump, but even standing out, like if, for instance, the jump spell had ended right here on the edge of this wall, you still could have jumped over that because you stay in that ability for 1 or 2 tiles after you step out. So, you know, make sure when you're dropping that jump spell that you get more inside this area than having more inside the core. So, you know, 2-finger drop to get his Hogs down, which is great, gets them out that much quicker. And, you know, the way these defenses are kind of laid out, they're just going to path through. So, first heal, you've got every single one of those Hogs, just a ton of Hogs, all under heal. And from there, it's just going to be kind of healing. He's got his next heal already down for them to go through. That's perfect. Should go ahead and get third heal dropped here in a second. Hits that giant bomb. There you go. That's great. I mean, perfect execution. So, really great war. We're actually going to speed this up here a little bit. Great war from HBB. You know, really just wrecked this base. Look at all those Hogs that are still up. I love seeing that at the end of a war or end of a raid. So a fantastic attack, really good execution, and awesome war, putting up 6 stars for us this war. So we'll speed up from here, and we're going to do one more. And there we go. And then we're going to jump in down to number 16, Mitchie. Mitchie was another guy, put up 6 stars again for us this war. Fantastic. And he does a swarm HoLo. You don't get to do a whole lot. Usually people know not to keep your air defenses like that, but he's going to go ahead. This is a cleanup too, so he knew a little bit about where trap placements were. And in fact, I think actually he only knew where one giant bomb was, which was right here, one single. So you know, his goal is to get these defenses out. Little slow in the deployment, and I think this is his first time doing a HoLo attack, so I think he's just kind of being a little extra cautious. But you know, you want to be a little bit quicker on your balloon drop. But gets a split here, but luckily that's going to work out and work out fine. Goes ahead, all those defenses down. These 2 balloons are really more to just kind of start pulling the CC troops over. That last balloon there wasn't necessary, but So he's got that. That'll start dragging the CC troops over. He's got one more hog he sends in because he knows there's a balloon in the CC. It's always nice on the cleanup to make sure you know you've got everything out. So he didn't have the loon yet, so he could send one hog in. And he's basically pretty much taken out all of these outer defenses that could have giant bomb possibilities because it's the threats you're worried about are the twos. So they're pretty much gone. So he's going to get his the kill squad down to take care of that. He gets the golem down. And then I think he actually forgets about the wall breakers here. He was going to send in his Barbarian King and then drop the wall breakers, but I think he completely forgets about that and actually sends it down from the bottom. So goes from there. Oh, he finally gets one of the wall breakers in. Sorry, I hadn't watched this here in a while, but there we go. Gets the jump spell down. Luckily, the enemy Archer Queen is already, and that's we talked about this on HPs. That's how you want to lay that jump spell, because look, the golem's gonna be able to get all the way into the core, even though it was barely touching this wall, and that's the way you want to use your jump spell. But there we go. He's got Barbarian King in the core. He's got the golem in the core, tanking for him a little bit. You go ahead. You can get that in there. Hits a giant bomb up there, but he's already got his hogs under heal. Looks like they're just maybe under heal, but gets the second heal down. That's really smart. You've got all those Teslas up there. You don't have as many hogs as normal because you had to use your balloons here on the outer side. So you want to go ahead and hedge. Use those heals earlier rather than late. Missed a little bit with that heal. That could have been a little bit farther up so that the cannon, these hogs under the cannon were under heal. But this is beautiful. That was a great attack. The only thing that could have added is you could have just sped everything up a little bit. Took you a little bit longer to get your cleanup troops. You could have already had those started as pretty much right after you get the hogs down. And then just balloons a little bit faster. But first time trying that attack, and that's always a little bit more nervous when you're doing something for the first time. So fantastic job, Mitchie, though. Great job putting up 6 stars this war. So as I said, another great war from Reddit Whiskey. We potentially have another good one coming up. Clan that's got 80 war wins, so I think it's 80. So we'll have another video out here shortly. So thank you very much for watching. If there's any questions or comments, please leave them below, and we'll have a video out soon.